Hello, sixth grade. This is the summary notes for investigation 1.1 in variables and patterns. So here it says sketch a graph from the table below. So when we do graphs, we have several different components. So to make a graph, the first thing we need to do is we need to label the title, the x-axis, and the y-axis. So I'm going to zoom in down here for a second, and we have our table here. So if we look up here, we're talking about time in seconds and total number of jumping jacks. So I'm going to title this jumping jacks. And remember, our x-axis, okay, is the one that goes horizontally. So down here is our x-axis, and up here is our y-axis. So from our table, how do we know whether time in seconds goes on our x-axis or our y-axis? So the x-axis is what we call the independent variable, and the y-axis is the dependent variable. So in this case, the number of jumping jacks depends on the time. So when the number, I'm just use a number sign, the number of jumping jacks depends on the time. So therefore, our dependent variable is our number of jumping jacks, and our independent variable is our time. Okay, so this is so jumping jacks is our dependent. Let's put JJ, and our time is our independent variable. So now when I come down to my my graph here, down here we're going to put time because we said that was the independent variable and it goes on the x-axis. And we're going to put jumping jacks because that goes on our y-axis. Now, step number 2 says make a consistent scale for each axis. That means we need to skip count. Are we going up by 2s? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Are we going up by 5s? 5, 10, 15, 20. Also, when you are going to skip every other line. So these things need to be consistent or else your graph and your visual won't be valid. So if I look up here at my time in seconds, okay, it's going up by tenths. So let's do that down here. So I'm going to go over here, and over here is going to be my 0 and 0. And because I don't really need to go far, I'm actually going to go every other one. And we're going into the lines, not the spaces. So this line is 10, 20. I'm skipping every other one. Oops, 20. I'm going to go by 10. Sorry about that. 30, 40, and 50, one above. Now, my other ones, I need my 0 to be my least and my 38 to be my most. So in this case, I think I'm going to go up by 2s. I know I have enough space because I counted. And I'm going to go every line 2, 4, 6, 8. And again, we're going up by lines, not spaces. 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. Okay. So now my first point is 0, 0. Again, this is my x, and this is my y. So I'm going to plot down here, 0, 0. My next point from the top is 10, 10. So I'm going to go over 10 and up 10. Next one is 20, 19. Over 20, up 19. So it's about right there. 30, 30. So over 30, up 30. And then 40 over and 38 up. So this is where that goes. Okay, so we have pretty good of a straight line here. Okay, so as we head on to the next page to analyze the graph, just have this off to the side. And the next page asks us to analyze the graph. Okay, and then describe the rate of change. So I would say analyze the graphs. I would say the numbers are going up. And then it says describe the rate of change. Well, because it is a straight line, almost, there's one slightly a little bit lower, but we can call it a consistent increase. Okay, then it says, how does this rate of change show up in my table? Well, if I go from 0 to 10, it's a change of 10. If I go from 10 to 19, it's a change of 9. Then 19 to 30 is 11. And then from 30 to 38 is 8. So these numbers are pretty consistent, 10, 9, 11, and 8. It's not like we go from 10 to 30 back to 2. Okay, these numbers are pretty around the same area. So that's how it shows up in your table, is if you take the difference between values okay, when going horizontally. I can really spell today. I'm sorry. Horizontally. Okay, so again, that means in my table, when I'm going from here to here to here, my difference between those values is consistent. And that's how it shows up here. And on my graph, it shows up as a increasing, almost straight line.